Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Today, we're going to take a look at Alti and all of their specific holdings as of July 5th, 2025. We're going to take a look at them, look at the different strategies that they're using, and kind of discuss all the different holdings that they currently have. So this is on Yieldmax's website. Let's first talk about what Alti is. So it is a actively managed fund by Yieldmax. So they are going to go out and find various stocks or ETFs that have a certain level of IV that they can target, invest into, and then obviously sell premium or produce income by selling calls, synthetic spreads, and so forth there. So kind of looking at the past couple of distributions, they do pay weekly, so that is something that they've recently changed. Looks like they changed that back earlier this year, I believe. Yeah, so right in between March and February, they transitioned into the different payment schedule of a weekly payment. And so far it seems to have helped the fund a little bit from, at least my personal opinion. People want their distributions and they want them as soon as possible. So I think this was a good marketing move. More people will probably invest into Ulti just because it's a weekly payer. Whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know. Ulti's investment, strategy though, looks like they're targeting between 15 and 30 underlying securities, primarily on the basis of such securities' implied volatility levels, and will regularly review Ulti's portfolio to determine whether one or more of its covered call strategies should be increased, decreased, or eliminated, and whether any such strategy should be implemented on any new underlying securities. So kind of a high level overview there of Ulti and what they're trying to do there. So the pretty cool thing with Ulti is they have all kinds of different strategies that they can use. It's a little different than some of their other funds. It's from my understanding, the way that they worded their prospectus is that they can do a lot of different strategies. So that can be a pro for sure. Gives the fund managers a little bit more wiggle room to kind of navigate the markets a little bit differently. Some more details on Ulti. Some things to definitely take a look at is their expense ratio is a little bit higher than some of their other funds, coming in at 1.24%. It's currently trading for $6.26. It sounds like Jay does not want to do a reverse split with this fund, which I think would be probably smart, right? I think Tesla had to do one. But yeah, hopefully they can recover the NAV a little bit and get away from reverse split territory. So its inception date was back in February of 2024. So a little over a year now that this fund has been on the market. It's not been doing well so far, but I think my last video I talked about how it's actually outperformed Misty since March or April of this year. So, they've recently changed some things with their strategies. So hopefully that can help the fund in the future. So this is on their website. I actually exported it. You can go to their website and export these holdings. It'll give you a CSV. Then you can open it up in Excel or Google Sheets and kind of look at it there. So that's what I'm going to do. But first, I want to hop over to Yahoo Finance. It's a pretty cool site here. So this is according to their website. We'll take a look at this. But this is Yahoo Finance's illustration of their top 10 holdings, which looks to be 55%, 55.71% of the overall fund. Not sure when this was last updated as far as, what holdings, but you can kind of get an idea. So they're holding NVIDIA, Palantir, TQQQ, which is a triple leveraged ProShares Ultra, QQQ fund. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's kind of what it is. It's triple leveraged, reset daily. Then you have Tesla. Never heard of this company. Oklo. Then Hood, Robinhood. Then MicroStrategy, CoreWeave, and so forth there. So like we talked about, looks like they're going to be targeting roughly anywhere between 15 and 30 stocks where they can sell premium against it. So coming over here, we're going to just kind of quickly look at this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Try to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this is as of, looks like July 7th. I think that must just be future dated till Monday. So it looks like so the first one we want to take a look at, I guess, is AMD. So what exactly are these? Looks like they're selling. So it looks like these kind of, these two map together. So it looks like they have a put credit spread. They're selling the 140 and they purchased the 135. So they're just collecting premium off that. And then, same thing with this spread as well. They also are selling the 138 and they purchased the 134. So these are two instances of put credit spreads. So that's a strategy that I really like to use as well. It's pretty cool to see that they're implementing that with AMD. Looks like those are expiring this upcoming week. So they'll probably look to roll that position this upcoming week. App 11 looks like they just have some shares, 113,000 shares. So nice. Not really sure what APP is, but seems to be a fund that they like, right? So have over 113,000 shares. And then it looks like they're selling, are these call options? Yeah, it looks like they're just selling call options. So it's currently trading for 341. So not a whole lot of runway there, but it is, there is some upside capture. It looks like the 342 and the 347. Looks like they also purchased some puts. So maybe some downside protection. So yeah, maybe this is, I can't remember just off the top of my head this type of strategy, but from the way I'm understanding it, they sold, actually no, it's not the same strikes. So App 11 is currently 341. They sold 342 and 347. And then I assume they probably used some of this premium that they collected and sold additional protection to the downside of the 300 and the 290 there. So pretty interesting. I do that sometime as well. So you'll sell a covered call to the upside, and then you'll get a premium or a credit, and then you can also purchase additional downside protection, which appears to be what exactly they did, right? Because 309, 309, 829, and 829. Cool. ASTS, same kind of idea here. So it looks like they sold covered calls to the upside and then also purchased downside protection. Coinbase, looks like they have some shares. Same kind of idea, guys. So they're selling this upside of the 362. They sold the upside, but they also purchased downside protection. Oops. This looks like just a treasury position, more than likely just a cash position. First Solar, let me do that. First Solar, same kind of idea, right? Purchasing shares and then selling calls to the upside, as well as purchasing puts. So pretty cool. It looks like they're using that strategy across the board. So far, it seems to be doing pretty well. Hood, 94 currently. They're selling 95 calls, so not much runway there. And then yeah, same kind of idea. They're buying downside protection with the 90 puts and the 83 puts. So it looks like it's, I'm not going to go through all these, I guess, but it looks like they're doing this across the board. They are selling calls to the upside, and they are buying puts to the downside for additional protection. So IONQ, which is LabU, then you have Mara. Looks like they have a pretty big allocation to Mara. Same idea though, guys. Selling calls and buying puts. MicroStrategy, very popular stock out there, especially with their Misty fund. And same kind of idea, right? Selling calls to the upside and buying puts to the downside for additional protection. So you got MicroStrategy, Oklo, whatever that is, Palantir, Reddit. Another computing company, Super Microcomputer, NU Scale Power Corp, Tempest AI, ProShares, Tesla, Upstart. So yeah, looks like that's probably the end of the list here. Same kind of strategy against all of them though. So let's see if we can sort, by their biggest. We'll hide all of the call positions and put positions, and we'll just do it based on shares. Give me a second, guys. Apologies. Just trying to clean up this spreadsheet a little bit. So I didn't see any NVIDIA. I could have just overlooked it, but according to Yahoo Finance, it looked like Hydros. Got one more we need to hide here. Did we get all of them? Okay. Now, if we sort by market value, that's what I want to do. Which is H. Okay. So, from what I'm seeing, these are the top holdings based upon market value. So, obviously, if you calculate in some of the covered calls and puts, it might be a little bit differently, but this is just from a sole share perspective, right? So it looks like Upstart is their biggest holding. Oh, and that helps right here. It looks like they already have a weightings category. But Upstart, 6%. Hood, 5.93%. Tesla, 5.78%. Reddit, 5.62%. AST Space Mobile, 5.16%. IONQ, 5.05%. Palantir, 4.63%. And so forth there. So these are the top holdings. MicroStrategy looks like it's 3.87%. TQQQ, a triple leveraged fund, they got at 3.82%. Tempest AI, and so forth there. So yeah, I mean, this is a breakdown of Ulti's holdings. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys a fan of Ulti? Did this video kind of help walk through just kind of seeing what their positions were? If it did help, please let me know down below. I'll try to do more videos like this to help you guys kind of understand the fund and just kind of updates of how things kind of, because these are changing probably every day because they're pretty active with these funds. They are going to be rolling positions, selling new positions, and so forth there. So if this is helpful, definitely let me know down below. I'll try to make more update videos like this throughout time. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Once again, we talked about Ulti, Yieldmax's Ultra Option Income Strategy ETF, ticker symbol ULTY, and we walked through their holdings. This looks a little bit outdated like we talked about. But yeah, do your own research. This is not financial advice. Make sure you're comfortable with holding this company and all of these underlines, before ever investing into this company. But yeah, guys, I think, they're trying to turn some things around for the fund and the NAV of this ETF. Time will tell to see if they can sustain it. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Please like and subscribe down below. Cheers.